Hello, I am Lauren and I'm a sound healing doula, and today I would like to talk about something that is quite unusual for me, and I'm hoping that I can offer some words of comfort. Now, my intention with talking about this subject is talking about it without really talking about it, and the reason being is that although this is something that has happened in my case more than once, I'm still processing the emotions that come with it. So if you've seen the title, or if you're simply just listening, I am deciding to talk about topics and things that I feel that can help women or families when it comes to pregnancy loss. So as it's October, it is actually Pregnancy Loss and Baby Loss Awareness Month. So as a doula, I felt like it was a good time to actually start talking about the uncomfortable parts of grief, but not only grief as a subject. I want to kind of talk about the experiences in and around pregnancy loss, to where it feels like you're the only person that could be experiencing this particular thing, when in actual fact there are others who are experiencing the same thing. They could be, or this may not be their experience, but there are others who are experiencing similar things. And I feel like out of all the times to kind of talk about it, now would be a good time to start. So with this, I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. Like, I don't have a script. I don't have talking points. I'm just going by how I feel, and I'm not 100% sure as to what this is going to look like or how it unfolds. Like, I just want to have something on this channel to where people can just listen. Like, I just want to have this part of like my business, and to some extent my journey, just to let anyone who is wanting to have a moment where someone else is actually relating to them or understanding where they're coming from. Like, I just want to be that resource, or I want to at least try to open the conversation around grief and baby loss, because I do have a program, an offer that I've created, and I know that people need it, but I have been so scared to start talking about grief and how it has shown up in my life, that I have this amazing thing that I know can help people, but I haven't spoken about it. I haven't talked about where the inspiration for creating that offer came from. And I feel like now is the time for me to do it. So just to let you guys know, I was meditating last night and I was like, oh, this feels interesting. Like, what is it that I can't put my finger on? Like, there's an emotion that I'm feeling. I feel very empty. And it's a different type of emptiness other than like when I spoke about emptiness and numbness in that other video. I felt like there was something I needed to say, but I didn't know what it was. So I was just sort of exploring this feeling, and I realized that it was something to do with grief. And I thought, right, where is this coming from? And I saw that, like, on my Facebook, I was seeing a lot of joy with pregnancy announcements and like gender reveals and stuff. But on the flip side, I was also seeing a lot of women who have had to come to the realization that grief in this way is something that they are going to have to learn to coexist with. And it doesn't really matter as to how long you've been dealing with it, when things that come up, such as posts to do with pregnancy and baby loss, it brings back those feelings as if they just happened. So I'm gonna talk about this this experience that can happen with a lot of women who were pregnant at one point, and then the pregnancy has stopped, and then like what happens or what can happen emotionally afterwards. So there is this concept called empty arm syndrome, and this is the idea that as pregnancy progresses, like naturally, there is the expectation that you are going to bring home a baby. But when baby loss occurs and that natural order is disrupted, your arms and everything, like, they are physically expecting to feel the weight of a baby. And during grief, this can sometimes confuse things a little bit, because your body and mind is still expecting there to be a baby in your arms. because of the like emotional, hormonal and mental changes that have happened. But on a physical level, you're looking down at your arms and there is no baby. That can then bring up a lot of emotional upset and confusion. So when the periods of time where empty arm syndrome is very apparent, and I just want to make it known that for the women who have more than one child, having another child like isn't the thing to say like, oh, it's fine, you have another child to like replace the baby that you lost. No, I deeply feel that each soul is meant to be honored for a reason, and the fact that somebody has more than one child, like, that's not to negate the fact that they've lost a baby. Like, that should still be understood and approached with compassion. And I also feel like the conversation around grief and around baby loss as a whole, there is this idea that, like, with grief anyway, that pretty much as soon as it happens, people don't really know what to say, because in all honesty, like, what are you supposed to say? And when it comes to words, there isn't anything that can be said in the moments where it is at its most raw, in its rawest form. Like, there's nothing you can say really to help that person apart from, I'm here for you. Because from an emotional point of view, it can feel very isolating, and there are a lot of times where you can kind of feel as though you've done something wrong, and kind of psychoanalyzing like all the things that kind of led up to it, thinking like, did I sleep in the wrong position? Did I eat something? There are all these questions that sort of float around your head, thinking like, what did I do wrong? And that's not the case. Pregnancy loss, baby loss is not your fault. And moving through grief can look different for everyone. It is supposed to look different for everyone, because not all babies are the same. They are individual, and the realization that every soul is different, every family is different, every pregnancy is different, every woman is different and has her own genetic makeup, allowed me to create something that I am so proud of it. Because when I need to distract myself, or when I feel overwhelmed and just in a place where I start to blame myself, I have this to lean on, and it's called the comfort experience. And as I've been able to understand my grief a little bit better, I'm also opening my heart, I'm opening the doors to actually welcome in other women who feel alone on this journey, or they don't really know what is next in terms of grief. Now, while I can't talk directly and say like this is what you're going to experience, I want to talk from experience, and I want to show you that life can feel a little bit easier, and that living life in a way where you're not forgetting about your baby, even if the world has forgotten. I'm not going to forget. You certainly are not going to forget. And I have basically created this extremely safe container for you to honor your baby's memory in a way that feels good, safe, loving, and empowering to you. And also, while you are in this space, it is time that you can have to explore those emotions without judgment. So having something like this, because while it was happening to me, I didn't have a place where I could talk to people about how I was feeling. I had to push all of that down, and with every time that it's happened, it's not been easy. Like in my case, it's not something to where people are like, oh, you'll get over it. Like, no, I don't want to get over it. I want people to talk to me about it and acknowledge that it happened. So yeah, that's why I have created the comfort experience, and I have also included a soundtrack or a playlist, of sounds that I will personally create to allow you to feel those emotions and to honor that moment in time in a way that helps you feel more connected to that tiny soul. And then I will also handcraft a snuggle blanket to help you with the empty arms. And although it may not be the thing that you really want, it is going to be full of love and the soul story that is going to be woven into your personalized blanket is something that you can look at, you can hold, you can cry into, and know that the intention for you to deepen your connection with your now spirit baby and your little angel, like the intention is there, and the blanket can serve as a physical reminder that they existed. Okay, so I feel like that is where I'm going to stop for today. I hope that today is going to be gentle for you, and if it isn't, then try to do something that allows you to smile a little bit more than you did yesterday. Take each day as it comes. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. And on the subject of crying, it's okay if you do cry, but it's also okay if you don't. Try not to put too much emphasis on what others are expecting of you and your journey alongside grief and baby loss. Whenever you cry, you are releasing an emotion, a very painful emotion at that, and it is healing you. So crying is healing. I'm here whenever you are ready. I'm here. I am not sure when that's going to be, but whenever you feel like you want this support, I'll be here, and I will welcome you and your angel baby with open arms and a full heart and some tissues. If you feel like you want to work with me, feel free to comment down below or go into the description and fill out a form on my website, which is linked in the description. So I will catch up with you in the next one.